So my dear students, let's begin today's topic. And today's topic is about airways. As when we talk about the airways, it is one of the fastest means of transport, isn't it? As compared to the water transport, as compared to the road transport, this is the fastest means of transport. Earlier, when we talk about the airways, there was only one airline that could give the service, that was Indian Airlines. But today, today you can see many private airlines has come in this sector, and that has made means that is they provide their services to the common people, like Vistara, Jet Airways, and so many airways have come into this field. So you can understand that now it has become very easy for the people to transport from one place to another, and it is one of the fastest means of transport, isn't it? Now, this air transport was nationalized in 1953. Now, you can't think about the like in the northeastern place, if you go like in the northeast and all, where there is very difficult, what we say, where there is very difficult terrains, terrains are there, and mountains are very high peak mountains are there. Then you can see the dense forest. They're all, this air transport is very much required, because in those areas only this can provide you the service. So air travel has made these things across, means this access easier, because without this we cannot think about those going to those places. Okay. Now I already told you that the air transport has been nationalized in the year 1953, and after this also the Indian Airlines and various other airlines also, they are giving their service in this sector, and they provide the domestic airlines, means from one state to, like from Bombay to Chennai or Chennai to Delhi, when we have to, this is called a domestic airlines. When we talk about the international airways, that means from one country to another country, and there also the airways, they provide very good service, and this is possible because these airways give a fastest, because it is the fastest means of transport. So here it is, they provide an international, we call it as an international airport, or international from one place, from one country to another country. So this is possible through the airways. Okay. See, when we talk about here, let us see that Air India provides international air services and Pawan Hans helicopter service. Now, when I say Pawan Hans helicopter services, this is the helicopter services, especially they provide their service to Oil and Natural Gas Corporation in its offshore operations to inaccessible areas and difficult terrains like the northeast states and interior parts of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and various other places. Even in Bombay High, where the oil refinery is there also the Pawan Hans helicopters provide their service. Now, when we talk about the services provided by the Pawan Hans, let us see their service has been also provided in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. As I told you that Andaman and Nicobar Island is the group of islands, and here the Pawan Hans is providing their service by transporting the passengers from one place to another. Apart from that, even in emergency time, when the patients from inter-islands, when they need to be hospitalized in GBPAN, then this Pawan Hans helicopter service provides its service any timings 24/7. Whenever there is any such emergency occurs, it is the Pawan Hans, it goes there and it airlifts the patient and it brings to the GBPAN hospital. So this, what I mean to say is that the Pawan Hans helicopter service, they provide all kind of services like transportation of the passengers, and also for the emergency purpose also it is being used. Okay. Now, why helicopter, or especially helicopter, is very important, because when there is any calamity, like you say flood or any such calamity or earthquake, at that point of a time, if any sort of help is to be given or any type of rescue is to be done, it can be possible only through the helicopter, because helicopter has the power to stand in, it can be stagnant in air for some period of time, to some time. So that is the thing, that helicopter services, helicopters are very good, especially during such natural calamities. Okay. So now here you can see, so air travel is not within the reach of the common people. As I told you that air travel, when we talk about the airways, everybody cannot, my dear students, air travel is not within the reach of the common people. It is only in the northeastern states that the service special provision has been given or extended these services to the common people. But when we talk about the northeastern states, even in Andaman and Nicobar Island, the government has given this service to the common people in the form of a charter flight, so that the common people can also make use of these services at a reasonable or as a minimum price. So there how I hope that you have understood the benefits of the airways. Now let us go to the next topic, that is the communication. So the next topic is communication. Communication means how will you communicate your feelings to others, isn't it? How will you tell your feelings or how you will share your ideas with others? Now, communication like personal communication and mass communication, like including radio, television, press, film, etc., are the major means of communication in the country. Uh, when we talk about the communication, you know, my dear student, that the Indian postal network is the largest in the world. Indian postal network is the largest in the world. And if you will see here, the first, like for example, the cards and envelopes. When you talk about the cards and envelopes, this is being considered as the first class mail. What we considered it as a first class mail. Now, cards and envelopes are being considered as the first class mail, and they are airlifted between stations covering both land and air. Now, the second is the second class. What is the second class mail? Here, when we talk about the second class mail, it includes the books, packets, okay, the books, then we can say packets, registered newspapers and periodicals. They are considered as the second class mail. Okay, it's a second class mail. Understood? So what I told you, first class means the cards and envelopes, they are considered as the first class mail. But when we talk about the second class mail, it is books, packets, newspapers and the periodicals are considered as the second class mail, and therefore you can see that they are being carried by the surface mail, means through the land and through the water, it can be transported to the various stations. Okay, wherever the destination it has to reach, it can be sent through the waterways or the landways. Whereas here, it has been always the first, which I told you, the first class mail that comes with cards and envelopes, it has always been used through airways it goes, or it is airlifted. Okay. Now, to facilitate quick delivery of mails in large towns and cities, 6 mail channels have been introduced in order to make it more speedy. In order to make it more speed, the mail services, to make the mail services more speed, what the government has done, they have for the quick delivery of these mail services in the cities and in the towns, large towns, the 6 mail channels have been made. Okay, 6 mail channels have been introduced. They are Rajdhani channel. So, my dear students, to facilitate the quick delivery of the mails in the big cities and towns, 6 mail channels have been introduced by the government. And that's what the first is the Rajdhani channel. Second, you can see the Metro channel. And third is Green channel. Fourth, we call Business channel. And fifth, Bulk mail channel. And the sixth one is the Periodical channel. So, these channels have been introduced by the government in order to facilitate the quick delivery of the mails in the big cities and towns. Okay. So, next is what we talk about the communication. Here we will talk about the telecom network. My dear students, do you know that India has one of the largest telecom networks in Asia? Okay. Now, excluding urban spaces, more than 2/3 of the village in India have already been covered with the STD. Now, what is the meaning of STD? Now, STD means here the subscriber trunk dialing. Now, when we talk about the telecom, especially telecom communication, today STD and all, it's a old thing. As per it is written in your book, it's true. But today, every single person, a common person, is having a mobile phone with them. My dear students, do you know that there was a Martin Cooper? Dr. Martin Cooper was the first who invented the mobile phone in the year 1973. This is not in your book, just I'm telling you this as for your general knowledge. So Dr. Martin Cooper invented the first mobile phone in 1973. Okay. So today, India is one of the largest telecom network in Asia. Now here you will see that, as I told you, that the villages, excluding the urban places, more than 2/3 of the villages in India have already been covered under the STD. And what is the meaning of STD? STD means the subscriber trunk. It means that subscriber trunk dialing. Okay, subscriber trunk dialing. So this is the meaning of STD. This is a telephone facility which we can make use of we can connect from one state to another. Okay, in order to strengthen now information from the grass to the higher level, the government has made a special provision to extend 24 hours STD facility to every village in the country. Means 24/7 you will get the STD facilities, 24 hours you will get the STD facility in every villages in the country. There is a uniform rate of STD facilities, means the uniform rate for the STD facility and it could be possible, like if you see India, all over India, the rate of the STD has been kept uniform because it could be possible only because of the integrating the development in space technology with communication technology. Understood? Now, in order to connect all the village with each other and with the various states, the telecom communication has means given this service of STD means 24 hours you will get this facility almost in every villages of the country. And here the rate of the STD has been kept uniform, and it could be possible only because of the development in the space technology with the communication technology. Understood? Means now mass communication provides entertainment and creates awareness among the people about various national programs and policies. Now you may ask me, what is this mass communication? Now communication is to communicate with each other. That is what communication. Now what is mass communication? Means to communicate the thing, anything that you want to communicate, and at the same time it could be communicated to most people. I mean, most of the people you can share your view to with most of the people in one time. That is what we call as a mass communication. Understood? मतलब एक ही समय में आप बहुत सारे लोगों तक आप रीच कर सकते हो, उसको हम बोलेंगे मास कम्युनिकेशन. तो यहाँ पे जैसे न्यूज़पेपर हो गया, टेलीविजन हो गया, रेडियो हो गया, तो ये जो है ये आजकल इसको हम बोलेंगे मास कम्युनिकेशन, जहां आप किसी भी चीज को आप एक ही वक्त पर बहुत सारे लोगों को आप अपनी बात पहुंचा सकते हैं. So now you can see that it includes radio, television, and magazines, books, films. Now All India Radio, which when we talk about the All India Radio, it is broadcast a variety of programs in national, regional, and local languages for various categories of people spread over different parts of our country. Now, when we talk about mostly today now FMs and all, radio FM and all is there. So it is possible because of these all are the mass communication, isn't it? Now, similarly, the Doordarshan, when we say radio in India, we call it Akashvani. In Hindi, we call it as a Akashvani. Similarly, Doordarshan, when we were childhood, my dear students, so we don't have so many channels as you people today you have or you enjoy Today you go to any channel, you can get anything, whatever of your choice, isn't it? If you want to see cartoon, you can see cartoon. If you want to see some other thing, I mean, as per your choice, as per your taste, you can scroll the channel and you can see whatever you feel like. But in our days, there was only one scope, that was a Doordarshan, in which so many programs used to come. And the programs were also, it was a national television channel, it was been shown in India. And it is one of the largest terrestrial networks in the world. And it broadcasts a variety of programs, say film, sports, music, and various things. But in those days, the programs were very less, but the quality was being maintained. But today, the quantity is more, but quality is also there. But I feel that the Doordarshan, in which the various programs were being shown, still I can remember those things. Okay. So what I mean to say is that the Doordarshan is one of the largest terrestrial network in the world. It is a national television channel of India. It is the largest terrestrial network in the world. Okay. Now let's move to the India publishes the newspapers. Now in India also there are so many newspapers have been published. Now let's talk about the newspapers. Now you can see that India publishes near about a large number of newspapers and periodicals annually. Okay, they are of different types depending upon their periodicity. Newspapers are published about 100 languages and dialects. Okay, out of which we can see that mostly the newspapers are being published in Hindi, then followed by English and Urdu. Now, India is also the largest producer of feature films in the world. In India, you can see like in Bombay, whatever the movies that has been produced or been directed, we call it Bollywood. If you go to Chennai, it will call as a Kollywood. So altogether in Kerala also, there is also very big film industry is there. So various, if you see, the India's film industry is one of the largest producers of feature films in the world. It produces short films, video, feature film and video, short films and various short films and all, it is being produced. Nowadays, the time has changed. Even you can see the short in the series like in Netflix, it has been shown. So the entertainment channels and the entertainment area, if you see arena, you will see it is nowadays, it is being explored more. Okay. Now the Central Board of Film Certification is the one which certifies the both Indian and foreign films. So that is what we call as a CBFC, means Central Board of Film Certification. It certifies both the Indian and the foreign films. Okay. So my dear students, as I told you in communication, we were talking about the newspapers, we talk about the radio and Doordarshan. So that is all a means of communication, isn't it? Even we talk about the mobile phones and all. So as I told you, there are mass communication. I told you about the mass communication, means in a one time, how can you reach to the thousands and lakhs of people at one time? How can you send your, how can you share your ideas or send your messages? So this is what we call as a mass communication. So this is over. Now let's move to the next topic, that is called as international trade. Now what is this trade? See, when any exchange of goods that take place among the people, states or the country, we call it as a trade, isn't it? And the market is the place where such exchange take place. कहीं भी कोई भी जगह जब आप कोई भी गुड्स मतलब कुछ भी चीज आप खरीदते हो, चाहे वो दो आदमी के बीच में हो, दो इंसान के बीच में या स्टेट्स में हो, तो उसको हम व्यवसाय या उसको ट्रेड बोलते हैं. अब ये जो ट्रेड है ये हमेशा कहाँ पर होता है? मार्केट एक ऐसी जगह है जहाँ पे एक्सचेंज ऑफ गुड्स जो है ये होता है. वहीं पे एक्सचेंज ऑफ गुड्स जो है ये मार्केट में ही आपको मिलेगा. सो द ट्रेड बिटवीन, व्हेन ऐसा जब व्यवसाय जो जब कोई ट्रेड, when it take the trade between two countries, when such trade take place between two countries, we call it as a international trade. Okay. अभी जब व्यवसाय जो ट्रेड है वो स्टेट्स, एक स्टेट से दूसरे स्टेट, जैसे कर्नाटका टू चेन्नई या मुंबई, ये जो है स्टेट्स के अंदर भी हो सकता है या कुछ गांवों के बीच में भी हो सकता है. लेकिन जब यही ट्रेड जब दो कंट्री के बीच में होता है तब हम उसको बोलेंगे इंटरनेशनल trade. Okay, so the trade that take place between two countries is called as an international trade. Now it may take place through land, sea, or land routes, sea routes, or the air routes. Okay, while local trade is carried out in cities, towns, villages, state level trade is carried between the two or more states, which I told you right now. मतलब ये जो ट्रेड है जब दो कंट्री के बीच में होता है या उससे कहीं ज्यादा कोई बाहरी देश के साथ जब हम किसी तरीके के व्यापार संबंध बनाते हैं तो उसको हम इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड बोलते हैं, ठीक है। सो एडवांसमेंट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड ऑफ ए कंट्री इज एन इंडेक्स इन टू इट्स इकोनॉमिक प्रॉस्पेरिटी। जब आपका देश किसी दूसरे देश के साथ जब इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड जब करता है, बहुत ज्यादा इंटरनेशनल एक्सपोर्ट और इंपोर्ट करता है, खास तौर से जब ज्यादा एक्सपोर्ट करता है, तो वो जो है वो सूचक है ये बताने के लिए कि हमारी जो अर्थव्यवस्था है वो बहुत अच्छा कर रही है। सो व्हेन यू डू ट्रेड विद वेरियस अदर कंट्रीज, व्हेन वी एक्सपोर्ट द मटेरियल और गुड्स टू अदर कंट्रीज, in this way the foreign money comes into the country, and that is the measure which tells you that the country is doing very good in the economic field, okay, and it is therefore considered the economic barometer of for a country। कभी भी जब हमको इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड में जब आप इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड में बढ़ावा मिलता है किसी देश के साथ, जब हम बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं और दूसरे देश के साथ जब हम व्यापारिक संबंध बनाते हैं और उससे जब विदेशी मुद्राएं हमारे देश को आती हैं, तो उससे आपको पता चलता है कि हमारी देश की संपन्नता या हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था जो है वो बहुत ही अच्छा कर रही है, ओके। सो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज द बैरोमीटर फॉर ए इकोनॉमिक बैरोमीटर फॉर ए कंट्री। सो नाउ यू कैन सी दैट as the resources are space bound, no country can survive without international trade। हर देश में कुछ चीज अच्छा, मतलब कुछ चीज है जिसमें उसको बहुतायत में मिलता है, बहुत अच्छी मात्रा में मिलता है, और कुछ देशों में कुछ वही चीज जो है कम मात्रा में। तो ऐसे में होता है कि हम एक दूसरे देश के साथ हमें निर्भर होना पड़ता है किसी न किसी चीज के लिए, isn't it? So this is what we call export and import are the components of the trade। Now the balance of trade of a country is difference between its export and import। When the value of export exceeds the value of import, it is favorable balance of trade। जब किसी देश के साथ हम एक्सपोर्ट करते, जब हमारे देश से दूसरे देश को हम कुछ चीज एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, when the export is more and import is less, we will say it is a favorable balance, means we will say favorable balance of trade। What we will call favorable balance of trade। Understood? मतलब इसका क्या मतलब है, जब आप बहुत ज्यादा चीज निर्यात करते हो अपने देश से बाहरी देश में, बहुत सारा चीज आप निर्यात करते हो और जो आयात जो वहां से आप मंगाते हो बहुत कम मात्रा में मंगाते हैं, तब हम उसको बोलेंगे फेवरेबल बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड। जबकि जब उल्टा हो जाए, मीन्स व्हेन यू एक्सपोर्ट, अगर मान लीजिए इफ एक्सपोर्ट इज लेस एंड import is more, then what we will call it as, we will call it as unfavorable balance of trade। Unfavorable balance of trade। Understood? Means यहां पर आप क्या देखेंगे, जब एक्सपोर्ट बहुत ही कम हो रहा है और बाहर से आप बहुत सारा सामान यहां ले आ रहे हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली आपका जो विदेशी मुद्राएं हैं वो कम आ रही हैं। तो इस तरीके से क्या होता है, आपकी जो इकोनॉमिक प्रॉस्पेरिटी है वो कहीं ना कहीं सही अच्छा नहीं कर पा रही। तो दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज ऐसे अनफेवरेबल बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड। अगर उसी जगह पे अगर आपका एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा हो और इंपोर्ट कम हो, तो ऐसी स्थिति में हम उसको क्या बोलेंगे, ऐसे स्थिति में हम उसको बोलेंगे फेवरेबल बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड। अंडरस्टूड? ओके। Now India has trade relations with all the major trading blocks and all the geographical regions of the world। Now you will see that India among that when you compare, means हमारे इंडिया का जो एक्सपोर्ट या इंपोर्ट हो, हमारे बाकी कई देशों के साथ हमारा बहुत अच्छा व्यापारिक संबंध है। तो उस हिसाब से अगर आप देखते हैं among the commodities of export, जिस चीज को हम निर्यात करते हैं, तो उसमें आप देख सकते हैं that the share has been increasing over the last few years, like agriculture and allied products, ores and minerals, gems and jewelry, and chemical and allied products, and engineering goods and petroleum products and all, तो ये जो commodities है ये सब exports में आता है. The commodities that has been imported to India, including that is a petroleum and petroleum products. Okay, there you can see the petroleum products are there. Now here you can see the bulk import as group adjusted as growth accounting 39% of the total import. Now this import में आप देखेंगे this group includes fertilizers, edible oil, cereals, newsprint, ये सब जो चीज है ये import में आता है, मतलब हम बाहरी देश से मंगाते हैं, ठीक है. So when you will see various things like I told you जो export है, तो एक्सपोर्ट में हमने बोला एग्रीकल्चर अलाइड प्रोडक्ट्स हो गया, ओज हो गया, मिनरल्स हो गया, जम्स हो गया, ज्वेलरीज हो गए, तो ये सारे जो है एक्सपोर्ट में जा रहा है. लेकिन जब हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं तो पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स हो गए, पर्ल्स हो गए, प्रेशियस स्टोन है, इनऑर्गेनिक केमिकल्स भी जो है, ये सारे जो चीज है ये आपको वहां से आते हैं, ठीक है. दैट कम्स फ्रॉम अदर कंट्री. नाउ हियर यू कैन सी that even in the matter of exchanging of goods, here we can say exchange of information and knowledge, means India has emerged as a software giant in the international level, and today India, especially Bangalore, is known as Silicon Valley of India, and today most of the youths, they are involved in the IT industry, and Bangalore is the IT hub. And today, India is known as a software giant in the international arena. Okay, so in the matter of information technology, India is doing very well, and India is leading the world in the matter of software industry. Okay, so my dear students, this is the last topic of this chapter, that is a tourism as a trade. My dear students, nowadays tourism industry is doing very well, and this is a new thing that has slowly and gradually is being encouraged by our government. Okay, now tourism industry, especially like Andaman Nicobar Island, it is a untouched paradise, isn't it? It is a group of islands, a beautiful islands like Ross and Smith Island and Swaraj Deep and all. So many islands are there. Now the government of India is trying to encourage ecotourism in Andaman Nicobar Islands as well. So you can understand what is this tourism industry. You might have seen so many foreigners and all, they used to come to our island. Just this is what we call as a tourism industry. What that will be called as a tourism industry. Over 2.6 million foreign tourists, they visit India every year. Okay, so here you can see that tourism sector is doing very well, especially when you go to Dubai and all. You can see that lakhs and thousands of people, every year they visit, because their economy is also dependent upon apart from petroleum, their economy is also dependent upon the tourism industry. You know, my dear students, the Maldives is such a place, it's such a state which is completely dependent upon the tourism, means their economy is completely dependent upon the tourism, and that's why they have a beautiful resorts and all. So nowadays the tourism industry is really doing very well. So here the government is also trying to encourage the tourism industry in India as well. So when we talk about the tourism industry, Andaman Nicobar Island is also could be the best tourism industry. And tourism also, not only this, the tourism also promotes national integration. You might be saying that every year in our islands, ITF is being organized. This ITF, in this you can see the artists from various states of our country, they used to come. So that promotes a national integration. So what here you can see that tourism, it promotes the national integration. Secondly, it supports local handicrafts. Okay, and thirdly, you can see it and supports the local handicrafts and cultural pursuits. Cultural pursuits. Now, it also helps in the development of international understanding about our culture and heritage. You might have seen many foreigners are coming here. They are wearing the costume, Indian costume. So that is the way to tell about our culture and our heritage. Now, foreign tourists, they visit India for heritage tourism, ecotourism, which I told about. I gave you the example of Andaman Nicobar Island, then adventure tourism, cultural tourism, and medical tourism and business tourism. For the business purpose, to invest their money, the very big business people, they come to India. That is what we call as a business tourism. And what is medical tourism? Here again, I can tell you the medical tourism is nothing. When you see, if you go to mainland and all, especially in Chennai and all, I have seen that many people from Saudi and from the various places like from South Africa, Bangladesh and various other countries, they come to India so that they can get cheap medical facilities at a reasonable rate. Though the rate for us it is too high, but for them it is low. So they have, it is minimum. So therefore they get a very standardized, means they get a very good high quality medical treatment they get at very reasonable rate according to them. So they have these that enhances or that encourages a medical tourism, and that's the reason that most of the foreigners, they used to come in India to have that, and they encourage the medical tourism. Okay, so my dear students, I hope you have understood this chapter very well, and we have dealt with each and every topic very thoroughly. So I request you all to go through your books, and this is Deepa Sada signing off. Goodbye and Jai Hind.